Another new franchise this year? Another season? It's not a new franchise.
Another one, thank you.
Another one, thank you. Maybe the best premiere of the year. We'll talk about it. Ooh.
Ooh. Definitely up there.
Definitely. But hello, bonjour, hi. Welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. I've got water over there always, but I am drinking some beautiful hazelnut vanilla cold brew with some homemade cold brew concentrate that I made last night. And it's not that bad.
Ooh, homemade concentrate. Love that.
It took like 8 hours, but it tastes good, and that's all that matters.
Gotcha. I love that.
Hello, everybody. I am Lana. I am your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. I'm currently just drinking on some water. Why not? Hydration is important. But I do have my cup mug. The most important mug you could ever have is the cup mug. And I would do it, but it's so light outside you could not even see it. But it's a party going on over here. It is a party. It's
I
happening.
can see the reflection.
It's happening right now, but you don't see it. But it's a panel full of cup mugs for the Canada edition. See, there it goes. There you go. Party, no party. Party.
I see it in the reflection of the cup mug. And that's
period.
All that
Look in the cup mug. Look into the cup mug. There was a party going on.
Stare into the cup mug.
Look at it.
Worship
Look at it.
the cup mug.
Love it. But you can get your cup mug.
Love the cup mug.
The cup mug. Absolutely. Go off with the cup mug. Period.
Oh, what did you say, Lana?
I said go off with the cup mug. Period.
Thank you, David.
But you can get your new and improved cup mug. New and improved. Because we got this old cup mug, and this is good.
Cup mug 1.0.
1.0, but cup mug 2.0 is out right now. So if you've ordered a cup mug recently, which some people have, I see you, you're going to get the new and improved cup mug with the logo on this side and this side. So get your cup mugs at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Canada, we're looking at you because there really are no excuses for you. We're right here. We ship right here. You're right above us. Come on. Get your cup merch. Period. Thank you.
Well, I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I'm wearing a shirt I bought at DragCon after meeting one of the most enjoyable drag queens that we met, I would say, Logan. Do you agree?
I agree completely.
It is the one and only Giselle Lullaby. Yes.
We've got the signature, the autograph from Miss Giselle herself.
Yes, we do.
Definitely one of my favorite people we met.
Yeah, she was amazing. I had to keep the streak going. I wore Priyanka during the Meet the Queens, Isis during the Instagram, so I had to do Giselle. Spoiler, this is where it will end because I don't have a Venus shirt yet. But I am just drinking some water.
Her.
Work. Keep that streak going if we can.
I'm gonna say, get on that Venus shirt right now.
Come on, David.
Get on it.
Well, he wanted Aurora to win, so I'm not surprised.
I also wanted Aurora, but I still love Venus.
Team Venus, thank you.
I was team Nira, Denim, Aurora first. And then Venus was my fourth option of the finalists.
So you were saying fuck Venus.
Fuck Venus, fuck her drag family, and fuck her drag mother, apparently. I don't want to hear you talking anything good about Jaylene now.
We'll never say that. I didn't hear that, David. I didn't hear you say that.
Me either, anyways.
I did not do that.
Oh.
I did not hear that. Anyway.
Anyways, I am Brandon, your professional fangirl of Constant Dragon video games. As always, I'm drinking water. Almost done with this, but I'm also drinking iced coffee as well. Just regular coffee and soy milk, because I can no longer have regular cream. So
I know the feeling.
Score.
yeah.
Hi, I'm River.
Oh, Brandon was silent.
Brandon was silent. She said, "Don't care about your coffee or your soy milk or anything that you have to say. I'm River. Thank you."
I hope you all are prepared for this level of chaos today.
Right. Now to me. Are you done? Because you are.
Yeah, I am done.
Oh my God.
Brandon, I got something for you in my intro. So, hi,
Ooh.
I'm River, your Brazilian correspondent here on the cup. And today I have two drinks. I have a coffee the size of my head because I need it. But because I have IBS, I also have water because hydration is of the jade essence.
Mhm.
But today, I
yeah.
also, but yeah, it's
Of course.
anyway. Today, I also have a cute shirt. So I'm
Oh.
wearing my new Sailor shirt.
Yes.
So yeah,
Word.
My roommate said that one of the runways was giving Sailor Moon, and I do kind of agree. So I'm glad that it was Tara's. And I was like, I don't know that I necessarily agree,
Okay.
but sure. Anyway,
sure.
we are here with what is bound to be a chaotic premiere recap for season 5 of Canada's Drag Race.
Yay!
A great premiere, and we've got a lot to talk about, so we are just gonna dive right in. Before we do, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag. And make sure to check out the description below where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, the merch link. All of those are down below. And if you subscribe to the Patreon, you get exclusive content and early access, including early access to most of the Look Over Here episodes for the franchises we are currently covering, and early access to our end of the year videos, woo! Of which we will probably have to start filming them in a week.
Tomorrow. Just kidding. Not.
I said I wanted Sunday off, Lana.
Not tomorrow.
Not
Trust.
tomorrow.
Not
But
tomorrow.
with that being said, we are going to slide to the side, throw up this lovely slideshow. We're going to talk not about the entrance looks, because we're going to be talking about those and Look Over Here, but we are going to be giving some brief first impressions on this cast after this first episode. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to dive into that. And we are also going to give our top shelf choices for this premiere. Our top shelf, coined by David, because most fun things on this channel have been coined by David. It's true, though, if you think about it. It's true. We're going to be giving our top shelf choice to the queen that we each think impressed us the most, or we were most excited about coming out of this premiere episode. So, without further ado, some brief first impressions, and we are going to start with Minhi Wang.
I just want to say before, my overall view on this cast is that it is so diverse in every way, aesthetics, personality, age, everything. And I love every queen so far. So this is one of my favorite casts overall for this year. That being said, Minhi, my first impression is that the girls don't like her. I don't know if that's true, but that was my impression. That there's an overall, I don't know, distance, coldness, a little bit. But I hope I'm wrong. Honestly, she didn't really leave a strong impression on me this first episode. I'm still like kind of neutral, but more leaning on the positive side, in that I'm excited to see what she's going to bring. I feel like she's going to surprise me in a positive way.
No, I love Minhi. Like the way that she just came in with that flag, just perfect. So just shows you that like she's here and ready to go. So I love her. And the fact that like at a drag again, we're gonna be thirsty. So
Yeah, I agree. Minnie is very attractive out of drag, but very attractive in drag too. I will say, I think she's the person that impressed me as far as personality goes, like from the Meet the Queens to this, because I wasn't getting a ton of who she is as a person from the Meet the Queens, but now I'm like, okay, I think I really understand who you are, and I like her a lot. I also am starting to wonder if um, she's not super experienced at performing in like drag bars and maybe hasn't had that banter with other queens like behind like in backstage, because I know that she does a lot of like different performances that she's been like commissioned to go perform at or whatever, but not necessarily bars. At least that's my understanding of her. So I'm thinking that the people not liking her might be more in her head than what's actually happening. Maybe she's just not understanding the banter, because I really did not think, yeah, I didn't think people were being that harsh with her. I think they were just being playful with her, but it could be easy to misread. But I really like Minnie, and I'm very excited for her after this premiere. Really excited to see her runway looks, because I just know she's going to bring it.
Yeah, Benny did. I think I see where you were coming from, River. I think I agree with you that I don't know if it came off like the girls or some of them, not even all of them, because it's really just two of them. I'm gonna be honest. There was just two of them that were
It
kind
really
of
was
doing.
just Xana.
It was really just Xana and
Similar to Maggie on España, I feel like.
Yeah.
right. And I feel like with the whole, they were part of the pit crew beforehand, and then it just, I don't, and I agree with you too, David. I don't think Minnie's done the bar scenes like that, and I don't think she had to. She came up in a different way than some of the other queens came up doing the bars or whatever. She did the pit crew way and got in the pit crew, made the money that way, performed in other areas and other aspects, and then, you know, and had that sort of thing behind her that she didn't have to do the whole bar scenes from the, you know, starting from the bottom, you know, doing that whole thing. So I think she had a different path, but and I think it was more like you said, just Xana and by proxy, who was with Xana? Tiffany. Was it Tiffany?
Tiffany?
Yeah, by proxy, Tiffany, but only because they know each other and they were in the same place. And I think that whole thing was just a little hazing situation going on. I don't even think it was serious. I don't think it was anything that they were like trying to be mean, but it was just a little bit of, you come in our alcove. Who are you? Oh, okay, but it was cool. I liked Minnie though. I think she's going to be somebody who I'm interested in seeing, interested to watch. And from this episode, I was like, did she leave the hugest impression? No, not the hugest impression, but she left an impression nonetheless. So maybe go, I want to watch you. I want to see what you could do.
Yeah, I think her personality is great. I was really impressed by her looks, and I agree with you, David. I'm very excited to see her on the runway, and I am very also excited to see her out of drag. Next up, first impressions on Terra Nova.
So Tara, like, I love this face. Like, oh my god, like the face card showing. So it's so weird to think about because, like, obviously, she is from Newfoundland, and I love that for her because, like, not many Newfie queens, which, and I love how she's like can express where she's from because of the fact that like not many people are from Newfoundland, and like kind of alluded into when she talked in the in the workroom during when they were getting ready before the runway. I was like, oh my god, like this is so true. So we'll talk more about that when we get there, but I just love her. Like she can just give off that energy that you can just talk to and relate to, and I just can't wait to see how she can do that during the season. So
Yeah, Tara's another one that I'm liking way more than I thought I would based on the Meet the Queens. I just think there's something incredibly endearing about her, and it might be partially that accent. I'm obsessed with her accent, But I just really respect her a lot as a queen. Like, just the places she's willing to go with the conversations. I'm like, okay, girl, I'm here for it. And the fact that she makes all of her looks not hodgepodge at all to me. I'm just gonna get that out of the way. But I think she's very talented and one of the biggest characters so far in the premiere. So I'm very here for Tara.
I should probably go last, but I'll go. I like Tara. I think Tara's sweet. She's a sweet girl. I think Tara in this episode, it did trying to find the best way to say this. They didn't shine her in the best of lights to me, because I felt like they were trying to make her out to be this country bumpkin type girl from Newfoundland. I don't really know much about anything. And that's not appealing. That's not appealing, especially on a show like this where we want the girls to be confident and come in here glamorous because they're queens, and and not saying that people from small towns can't do this and live that glamorous this life and come from Newfoundland and be this amazing. She could do that, and she's fine. She's perfectly fine who she is. I just didn't like how they tried to make it feel like, oh, she's from Newfoundland and all she has is this and all she has is this and she can't. And we should feel so. I don't want to have to feel sorry for the queen. I want to respect her because she's good, and Tara is good. Her makeup skills are phenomenal. Like, and I don't think I don't think her clothes are hodgepodge. I don't think that at all. And this is not even a bad thing on Tara. This is about how they edited it, and this is how they made her. They tried to push her off on the audience as she's just a little old girl from Newfoundland who just doing my best to make it the best way I can, eh? And it's like, no, this girl is amazing. She's phenomenal. She's a queen. She's beautiful. And it just felt like everything was about where she's from and how she doesn't have and where she can't get and how it is. And that's fine, because that's life. That's her life. That's her journey. And that's the road she had. And it just felt like towards the end of this episode, it felt a little whiny. And I don't want to feel that way about Tara. I don't want to feel like she's whiny, because I don't think she's a whiny person. I just felt like all of it, with the way they put it on top of each other. Every time we talked about Tara, it was about where she's from, how they don't have, how she can't do, and how she feels under, her confidence is fading under the bright lights of all these big queens and their personalities. And I don't want to feel that way about her. I want them to edit her in the light that she is, because she's a beautiful, phenomenal woman. And I want them to edit. It's not about her. This is not even on her. I think she's amazing. I like her. I just wish they would edit her in a way where she's not looking whiny, because it came off whiny to me at the end of this episode. And I was like, she's not as bad as y'all put it out there. She's actually really good. So let the audience choose if we think she's good or bad. It just made it like they were trying to force us to feel bad for her because she's from Newfoundland and because she didn't have all the money like some of the other girls had. But I think she's phenomenal. But the editing just, it turned me off a little bit, and I don't like that.
I'm obsessed with Tara, and I feel like they cast her to go home first. That's what I feel like. And it's a goddamn shame, because her personality, her aesthetic, her makeup, was she the best in this challenge and in this episode? No. Objectively speaking, she wasn't. But I am so obsessed with the queens that are, and this is no shade to anyone else, but the queens that are self-made are the ones that I'm going to give a lot of respect to for that specific reason. Like, I love a girl who is self-made, who's taught herself everything, who makes her own stuff. Like, that really appeals to me. And I think her personality is so fun. I agree with you, David. Her accent I'm obsessed with, but I feel like they've cast her and they've set her up and they've already put it in the edit where I don't know if she's going to be as successful as we want her to be on this season. But I am obsessed with her already.
Yeah, I kind of agree to a certain point. I wrote down that I thought she might be the possible villain edit for this season with what I got from this first episode. And I don't mean that she is a villain, but the way that they, like you said, Lana, that they are editing her. That's what I got. I didn't really get much. Now that you mention it, I do see where you're coming from, but I didn't immediately get that, like, oh, because focusing on like where she comes from and all of that. But it does make sense now that you brought it up. But I felt like more that they wanted to vilify her, because she is shady in a good way that I actually enjoyed her shadiness, and her personality. And she seems like a very emotional person, and I like that, and I like to see that. So I hope that she doesn't go home first because I want to see more of her. She, like you said, Logan, she didn't have the best first episode, and didn't really leave that huge of a impression on me. But I do want to see more from her. So
Definitely. Next up, first impressions on Sanjina, Dabish Queen, not to be confused with Bob the Drag Queen or Max Drag Queen.
Yeah, so I like Sanjina on Call Me Mother. I'm really liking her already on Drag Race or Canada's Drag Race. I was really hoping to see her like feel natural and like she's come into her confidence, and I'm realizing that she's not quite there yet, and that's fine. That is perfectly normal, especially as somebody who's going through transition. It takes time. Not everybody gets there immediately. I just really hope that she can believe in herself like the rest of her cast does, because you can tell that she's got a great support system. She's got her drag mother there. Come on. If anybody can find their groove really quickly in the competition, I think Sanjina can. She's got a lot in her favor. And she's really important because she is representing a specific community that is pretty underrepresented on television and on Drag Race franchises across the world. So I'm here for Sanjina. I think she's so lovable, and she's got it. She's got it.
I couldn't agree more. I think she's very lovable and she has so much support there with her, and she has so much going for her in this competition that I think she is one of those people who, even though she's going through this and the confidence and the transitioning and all of that, I think she is someone who can adapt and will. This won't take a toll on her mental health like it did with other queens that we've seen in the show, because she has that support system of having her drag mother there, which is a comfortability factor that everyone needs, and that she has, and she has other trans women who have gone through the transition or who are dealing with their own transition, and she can get that love and support from them. This is the perfect time and the perfect place for her to be right now, to go through this transition and deal with the pressure that this competition holds, with having the support system that she has. I think she's going to be fine. She's already doing really well in this competition. She's lovable. She's likable. I'm a fan of hers. I think she's beautiful. And I mean, I know we're going to get to Virgo Queen later, but the way they were with each other in this episode just warmed my whole spirit and soul. She was like, whatever you need some more padding, you need some more tights, you need some of this, I got you. I'm your mother, I'm gonna take care of you. And it was just like, oh, I love that for her. I love that she can do that. I love it for us to be able to watch it, and we're privileged enough to watch someone go through a journey like this on this show, to actually show people who may not understand what this journey is about, to get some sense of understanding and some kind of like find a relatable situation in any situation. Like, I'm not transitioning, but I do understand about not liking what I'm seeing in the mirror in the morning, and like, this ain't feeling right, and having that support system to say, girl, you got this, you good, you look beautiful, you're fine, go out there and kill it. I'm excited to watch her journey, and it's just beautiful. I'm excited. I hope she stays for a long time so we can have a long time to see it happen and see her just blossom into the beautiful woman that she is.
There are so many queens this episode that made a very, very good first impression. Sanjina is my top shelf of this episode. Because I found myself constantly relating to everything she was going through. I know what it's like to look at my body and not look like what I'm looking at. I know what it's like to be really confused about my gender. I know what it's like to be in a situation where I don't have my support system around me and ultimately finding a new support system. Like, every single time that she kept bringing something up and something was happening to her in this episode, I found myself just relating and really finding a lot of my own journey in what she's going through in obviously wildly different ways. But I am so obsessed with her. And not to mention, for me, she slayed every single aspect of this challenge. And I'm fundamentally pissed off she wasn't in the top. So I love Sanjina. She is my top shelf pick of this episode.
Well, she wasn't my top shelf, but she was one of my favorites from this episode. Like the ones that made the best and stronger impression on me. And like you said, Logan, I also related to basically everything that she was sharing with us this episode, in my own ways, of course. But yeah, she was probably the person that I related to the most with what we were shown from her journey and all of that. And I am excited to see more of this journey through the show as well. So yeah, she's one of the queens that I'm the most excited to see progress on the show and like see growth. And she also had my favorite confessional look. Oh, so beautiful.
No, yeah, ditto on the confessional because I was like, oh my god, like even like the face and that outfit, like she can do no wrong. I love that I drafted her first, like out of like everyone, because like I knew that I knew there was something in her, and like I'm glad that she was able to show that and be very like open about her struggles, just overall. Yeah, she was very close for me being my top shelf, but there's another one that's like very, very top shelf, like from the very beginning. Like, so I'm so happy to see Sanjina be on here. Like, I didn't watch Call Me Mother, so I don't know what like she did on that, but I can tell like she's ready to be here. Although it doesn't like look like it, like I know that she's ready.
The way I had 6 standouts from this premiere, like
The way I had 11.
honey, exactly. I mean, like
Honestly,
a 6, right? But yes,
this is a cast of stars. Every
Period.
single one of them. Like,
Period.
oh, goodness.
Mhm.
Next up, first impressions on Perla.
I thought Perla was an interesting character. She came in and she was just like, so like, for me, I didn't know what to expect from Perla. And then she came in and I was like, I still don't know what to expect from Perla. And then throughout this episode, I was like, I still don't know what to expect from Perla. But
And
I
next
don't know.
episode, are you going to say you don't know what to expect from Perla?
No, because when we get to the end of this episode, I was like, I don't know what to expect from Perla. But I like whatever Perla's going to give me. It was a thing of, I don't know what she going to do. And I don't know how she's going to act. But I don't really care. I'm just going to sit here and watch what she do because I enjoyed whatever Perla was giving. Like, was she the best throughout this episode and challenges? No. But I liked everything I saw from Perla. That is the craziest thing to say. I don't know what to expect, but I don't care. I just want to sit and enjoy the ride with Perla. She intrigues me, like, to the point where I just don't know. I don't know what Pearl is going to give. And I just want her around so I could just sit and watch and observe whatever Perla does, because she's so fascinating to me. Fascinating. I don't know what it is. She's fascinating. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking.
I think fascinating is a great word, because every time we saw Perla this episode, she was kind of giving something different. There is I'm going to use my favorite word. There's a very chameleonic quality to her. She's very versatile as an entertainer. And I was not expecting the person behind Perla to be as deadpan. I don't know what I was expecting, but my favorite part of this episode was Perla in confessional. She's really fun, and I'm really excited to see what she's going to give.
The way I agree with everything you said, Lana, fascinating is a great word. The word I wrote is chaotic in the best way. Like, chaotic good, very chaotic good. And I love it. She did stand out to me. I really, really enjoyed her this episode. Great personality, and I'm really excited to see what she's gonna do, because again, exactly, I have no idea what she's gonna do, but whatever it is, I'm excited to see it. Period.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, same. Like, I was very genuinely surprised to see what Perla was going to bring, especially with this entrance look. Like, I was very surprised because, like, when you see the face card here, like, also really good, because in the first picture, it kind of reminds me of Amethyst in a way. So, and I'm like, oh, I love that. So, and then seeing her in confessional, like, I can tell that she is giving herself, but also giving, like, again, some of the chaotic vibes, which I did not expect, but at the same time I love. So, I'm very intrigued to see what else she would bring. So,
yeah, I think she's another like big surprise for me this episode, because looking at everything before this episode, I was like, okay, she's gonna be this really composed, glamorous queen, and she is so neurotic and so self-deprecating, and it just came out of nowhere. But I'm just kind of obsessed with her. I think she's adorable, has such a cute personality, and incredible looks. Not to spoil anything, but this is Roseworthy. This was a Roseworthy entrance. I think Minhi and Perla are the two that I'm most excited to see their runways each week. And I think they were trying to make us think that she would have been the first person out. I don't think she's going to be. I think she's going to be here for a while, honestly. She's giving that energy, like that she's going to be somewhat of a narrator this season. So love her.
Next up, first impressions on Helena Poison. I was really excited with what we got from her this episode. I think she is the person that conveyed her aesthetic and her point of view the most clearly out of anyone. Is it because the three looks she wore in this episode are mildly similar? Yes. I'm not mad at that, though. First impression does matter, and I'm glad that she is showing us exactly who she is and exactly what she wants to wear in this premiere. Her personality is really fun. I think she is someone else that could stick around for a while, because it kind of seems like she can do a little bit of everything, and I love that. So I'm very excited for Helena.
Yeah, I really enjoyed everything that I saw. Well, almost everything that I saw from her this episode. I didn't like her her look on the music video. But anyways, but to me, I feel very similar in the way that I feel to Minnie, in that I'm kind of more in like a neutral, positive with her. Didn't leave a really strong impression, but I do have positive expectations for what she's going to bring. So
Yeah, her aesthetic and her branding is like coming in the forefront, which I love about. Like just giving the green and purple like almost every time. Like I will say this, I'm also excited to see what else she can bring that's not green and purple. Because I like again, Helena poison being green and purple, which makes sense. But I can definitely see like what else, because like again, being that like punk drag aesthetic, which I love so much. I'm excited to see that, and I also love her confessional look because like I did not expect her to have blue hair. So
I'm surprised it wasn't green or purple.
exactly.
I know I've sounded pretty positive about everybody so far, but I will say she is one of my absolute favorites. After this premiere, I'm obsessed. I feel like everybody else said, she's probably one of the people, if not the person, that knows her brand and her aesthetic and just her whole style better than anybody in this cast. Like, she absolutely knows what kind of queen she is. And while we did get purple and green 3 different times throughout this episode, I do think she has a lot of range that we're gonna see moving forward, especially because we got like a smattering of other looks that she's created that have been on Drag Race in previous seasons. And there's a range there. Like, we know that she's capable of creating many different types of looks. So I'm not worried about her. I think she's amazing, and I think she's here for a very long time.
I liked her. I liked her a lot. And I feel like if this is the episode that she is going to give us the green and the purple every time, this is the episode to do it. This is her brand.
Yeah.
This is who she is. And she is showing us what her POV is as a drag artist. That's who she is. And that's what we want. I don't want to leave the episode and be like, I don't know who this queen is and what she's about. I know who she's about. I know what she's about. And I appreciate it. Now, if we continue doing out the season and everything is green and purple, then we're going to have a problem. But because we don't need you to brand yourself on put a little bit of your brand in on everything, because I feel like you do need to brand yourself, because after Drag Race, you have to still live. You still have to make your living, and you want everybody to know what to do. But I think she is not that. I don't think she's going to be that person that we're going to have to worry about that doesn't understand the assignment that she's in. I liked her. I think she was very impressive in this episode, and I find her to be a very endearing, very somebody who I look forward to seeing on my screen. So I like her.
oh,
You're muted, Logan.
Next up, thank you. Next up, first impressions on Jaylene Tyme.
mother, I'm obsessed with this person. I did say that Sanjina was the person that I related to the most this episode. Very close second. Jaylene is a very close second. Just because Sanjina shared more about her experiences, so that's kind of why. But I relate to Jaylene the most in the way that I identify myself. So she's a person that I see as like my elder, as like, I want to be her. I want to be like her when I grow up. You know what I mean? Kind of like that. So it's very uh her. My impression is just I'm inspired by her existence. Period. And just so much respect. I am so happy that she's here. I loved everything that I saw from her so far, and I have a feeling that I'm going to keep loving what she brings next. She was another one of my standouts for this episode for sure, and already one of my favorites.
I love Jaylene so much. this is when it comes to like anything, when it comes to most Drag Race franchises. If I post something where I say this is a blank person stan account, Jaylene was the one for me, like especially. She is my top shelf. Like, oh my god, like everything, like from this look itself, like she is telling you who she is, where is she from, like just everything right off the bat. Like again, it is rare to say when I like say on the very first episode, but like again, Jaylene, this is a Jaylene Time stan account.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo Brandon in that Jaylene got my top shelf from this episode. She was the one that left the biggest impression on me. I have this weird thing where when I watch TV, I'm like, I should be your friend. I should know you in person. It's like a weird parasocial thing, and that's probably why I reach out to a lot of the drag queens to get them involved on the podcast, if I'm being honest. But there was something about Jaylene where I was like, I really need you in my life. I need you to just be somebody I can talk to all the time, because there is something so comforting about her presence in this show.
She's mother.
She really is.
Warm. Yes.
Yeah. And like she reminds, like she feels like she should be in my family. And I don't know. Like my heart just, yeah, I guess so. My heart just really connected to her. And I think she's so important because we have people like her and people like Lavoie that are showing older queens can do well and thrive in this type of competition. Because it used to be for the longest time, if somebody was older, like if they were in their 40s or above, they were cast to be out early. It just happened that way. But I do not see her going out early. I absolutely see her in the finale. I think she is probably the person who did the best consistently with all three elements of this episode. So yeah, she is a revelation. She is the moment, and she is one to watch.
What can you say that has not already been said about Miss Jaylene Time? She is mother. She is that.
She is the moment.
She is that. She just gives off a warm nature, just a warm nature about herself, and she made me feel safe. And I'm just watching at home, but she made me feel safe. And like I can watch her and I can watch this show and feel very comfortable and comforted. So if I'm a viewer at home months and months after they've recorded this show, feels very comforted and safe, I can only imagine what those girls felt in her presence in that moment with her, because she came in and she was like, this is who I am. This is what I'm about. I'm here to be the light, to just shine the brightest for everyone and be this warmth, so you can feel like everybody felt comforted with her. Like when we saw the conversations with her and okay, Sanjina and Mackenzie, that conversation that the three of them had just off of their shared experience, and then the all the things, and then she was just like, well, honey, we're here. You're loved. You're supported. And then listening to her own story and her own journey, it just made me feel warm. I was like, I've never felt so warm watching a queen before. Never felt that kind of warmth. Like I felt endeared by a lot of queens. Bernie, I felt endeared by her. I'm just like, I love her. Moon, I felt endeared by her. I love her. I have not felt this warmth that I felt from Jaylene. And I love that. Is she my top shelf? She's not my top shelf, but for one reason, because I felt like she did really great in this episode, but it was one person I felt really embodied this episode. But she was like, if this is the person who's my top shelf, she's like right here. There. It's such a small margin of why she's not my top. If I'm be honest, I can have 2 top shelves. I'm gonna be selfish. She is the top shelf next to the next person who is my top shelf because she embodied everything that I loved in this episode.
Mother is mothering in a mother-related fashion, serving mother, and will continue to mother.
When mother mothers, mother
Mother,
mothers.
mother. It is indeed time for Jaylene time.
It's her time. It's her time. It's her time.
I am so happy right now where we are in the world to have Jaylene time on television. I have been obsessed since the moment the cast was revealed, and I am so excited to get to know more about her this season. And I'm just so excited for her. Next up, first impressions on the Virgo Queen.
She really surprised me. Like, I remember in Meet the Queens, like, I didn't know what to expect from her. Like, right off the bat, again, we're the same sign, so it makes sense. And she is something that I can very like she's very relatable. And the fact that she has that rapport with Sanjina already just shows that, like, I can tell that she's ready to support, like, not only just Sanjina but everyone. So it is something that I'm really, really like looking forward to see for her. And she's just very she has a very good presence, which I really love.
I need to trust my gut a little bit more. That's what I'm learning watching the show, because I remember the Meet the Queens. I was like, oh, she's a strong standout. Like, she was in my top 5 standouts during the Meet the Queens. And then we all talked about it. And I'll be honest, some people, like, hearing what they had to say about her, I'm like, wait, maybe I'm seeing something that's not there. And so I really started to doubt, like, how well she would do in this competition. Those doubts have been removed after this, because
Thank you.
She is somebody who just had an incredible premiere. Like, especially her verse. Her verse is the one that's been stuck in my head the most. And I just really get this energy from her that is showing, like, so much confidence and so much poise and just so much capability. Like, I think she's going to crush a lot of these competitions. I will say my only thing is I really hope that the level for her runways are going to be a little bit better than what we got from her looks in this episode. They're good looks, but I just, like, the standard's high. So I want to see a little bit better runways from her. And then I think she'll be unstoppable.
Oh, I'm ready for the fight that is going to happen when we talk about looks.
Oh, to no one's surprise, it's going to be everyone versus David.
Yep.
Bring it on.
David versus the world.
Correct.
But here's my thing, and I said this when we did the Meet the Queens, and I said this during the Instagram. Virgo Queen to me was the most relatable queen to me. I felt like she was the girl who I knew from down the street. She was the girl who went to my school. She was the girl who I was like, who was one of the popular girls who you wanted to hang out with if you weren't popular. And if you were popular, she was your best friend, but she was always friends with everybody in the school, no matter if you were popular or not. Like, she was talking to you still. I related so much to her. I was like, she just seems very around the way girl. Like, she my homegirl from who I grew up with. And what I didn't expect that she surprised me with was just how nurturing and caring and motherly she actually is. We want to talk about mothers. She is also in that mother category. She is mother. And she showed that in this episode. And she's so sweet and humble. Like, she's not, and she is not afraid to show her insecurities as well. Like, I got some things that I don't know. I don't know if I can do this, but she's still like she's so I love her. I love her. I'm not gonna be greedy, but if I had 3 top shelves, she'd be the third one. I'm not gonna be greedy, but if I wanted to be, she would be the third one. She impressed me so very much in this episode. I was thoroughly happy, and I was so glad that my initial reaction to her is still the same. It's still the same. It never changed. It hasn't wavered yet. I love her.
I'm so excited for Virgo. I really am. I think having the dynamic of also having Sanjina on this season is going to make us fall in love with both of them together. There is this professionalism, but there is this, like you were talking about, Lana, there is this kind of round the way girl kind of attitude, and that is what her drag gives, and I love it so much. She reminds me, and I say this with every ounce of respect and love in my body, she reminds me of our Eve the Bunny. Like, she gives me that energy, she gives me that warmth, she gives me that personality. Oh God, I am obsessed with her. I am obsessed with Virgo. And every other person on this cast. Every elimination is gonna suck, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, so Virgo, in the Meet the Queens, I was very neutral towards her. She didn't leave a strong impression, but I was very open to see what she was gonna do, right? But I didn't expect much, and she surprised me the most in the best way possible. The way she was in my top 3 for everything in this episode, she was in my top 3 for entrance looks, for the music video, and for the runway, and for like personality wise in the workroom and all of that. So she was my top shelf. Period. And to go from not being impressed at all in the Meet the Queens to her being my favorite on the whole premiere from all of these amazing queens, huh, she's doing something right. Um, but yeah, the warmth that I felt from her person, like such a calm and warm presence. Uh, and this is why I mentioned, like in the beginning, that this cast is so diverse in aesthetic and personality. So I feel like the dynamic between the girls in the workroom is going to be really fun to watch, and she's going to be a big part of it. I can tell. So yeah, my favorite.
Her. Next up, sharp transition left. Complete 180. First impressions on Oh My God.
Oh, I really like Uma. I think she's so fun. I love a queen who has a character and stays in character a lot of the times. And it's like, okay, when are you going to break and be yourself? Because there were times where I'm like, wait, is this her real voice? But she would break and show us her real voice too. But I think she's so fun. She has a very, like, she's probably the other one besides Helena who really knows her aesthetic, her style better than almost everybody else in the cast. Even her just coming out and flipping the lip down and showing the gap teeth, I was like, come on, girl, that was adorable. And there's
Yeah.
something I'm trying to figure out what her makeup her makeup reminds me of a specific cartoon character, and I cannot figure it out. But like, I'm getting a very specific cartoon character. It's going to come to me maybe halfway through the season, but I will be updating you all if it ever comes to me. But I'm obsessed with her. She's so fun.
She's hilarious. She's fun. She knows her brand. I think Uma is someone I don't care where she places. She can make it to the end. She can make it in the middle. She can go out early. I am still going to like Oh My God because Oh My God is funny. She like I did not. I mean, I expected her to be camp. And see, it's sometimes I'm nervous with camp queens because sometimes they come off a little corny, and I don't want them to be corny. I want them to be funny. and she is right on that line of funny, corny that I like. It's so fun. I think she was so fun in this episode. It was funny seeing how everybody reacted to her out of drag. And I was like, wow, okay.
Confusing.
I was confused. I was confused because I was like, Minnie is standing right here. What are we talking about? But okay.
I mean, Makayla right there. Anyway.
Right. I'm about to say, okay, but go off, sis. But I loved how she took it and reacted and was moving with it. And I liked her. I liked her whole vibe. I know, wrong show, but I liked her whole vibe. I liked how she was. Everything about her was so endearing to me. I just want to see her. So I hope she doesn't go out early because she's fun. And I love the fun nature about her.
I mean, she lives on the same drag planet as some of my absolute favorite people on Drag Race. My hometown girl, Tempest du Jour, like, she reminds me of her, Kasha Davis, like, and all of these incredible camp queen. Like, I would put her in the same drag universe as even like someone like Lavoie or like Davina, in that there's an absurdity to Uma that makes her so fun and lovely, and I don't think we've ever seen anyone quite like her. And I love the religiosity that she brings into her drag. In that, she reminds me a lot, and she's on, for me, the same drag planet as someone like Zimba Ding from Philippines, where I'm excited to get this interesting, completely unique angle on religiosity from her. I love it.
Well, I want to ask about that because I was wondering, like, is that a thing? Or because the subtitles would always, every time she said God, it was GAHD. Like, I thought she was talking about herself.
I believe she is, but that angle of religiosity is what I'm loving about her.
Okay.
Like, she's taking these kind of things, and she's taking these concepts and these very traditional things. And I don't know about her upbringing. I hope we get to learn about it, and whether religion is something that is very in tune with her drag, or if she does use it kind of like to lean a little bit more political in her drag. I don't know what it is. Regardless, I'm excited to see what it is that she's giving.
Yeah, I think
because I noticed that as well.
Yeah, I felt like it was her nudge, like wink, wink, nudge, nudge to the religious aspect of her
Like
drag,
poke fun of or comment
but
on.
it's still, like, I think she has that religious background and upbringing, and maybe she's like, I'm not sold on that, so now I'm going to put my own spin on the God aspect of it all because I'm oh my God, it's about me. So I think it's a little bit of both a poke at it, but still respecting what she respects. Because like it's certain parts of religion that I think we can all say we can agree with some aspects of religion, but not everything about religion. So it's like I don't disrespect the entirety of religion. I just don't agree with everything. But what I do respect, I will respect. But what I don't have to. So I think she's just kind of like, it's still about me. So I liked it, but I'm sorry, go off.
No, it's okay.
I'm so sorry. What did you say, Lana?
Oh, I forgot. Go.
Oh, hi, Will.
I forgot all about that. But
about Miss Uma, about my girl in my draft, Uma. Oh, I am so happy I got her. She excites me in a way that I haven't been in a while. With just I want to know what goes on inside of her brain. That's the thing. I really would like to just go in there and look around and explore because she was one of my favorites from this episode. She was one of my favorites before when we saw the cast and the Meet the Queens, but this just solidified how much I am obsessed with her. You guys know by now that this is my type of drag. Like my favorite type of drag is this campy, maximalist, fun. I'm just so excited to see her on the season. I hope she lasts as long as possible because I want to see everything that she brought and is going to bring. yeah, I'm obsessed.
Obsessed is an understatement because like she is just it's just infectious. Like again, I even said it in the Meet the Queens. Like her voice is infectious. Like everything about her is infectious. Logan, I can actually like add on to like your Drag Race universe, Vivian Vanderpuss.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she for me is like the perfect blend of Vivian and Irma Gerd.
See, when you were making the comparisons, I'm like, oh, I see her more on Vivian and Trixie's Drag Planet.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Yeah,
say
because
Crystal Method as well.
I would put Crystal there totally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
just
this
the level of absurdity that she has, it's just
yeah, that's that too. Like, and even the makeup, I can see the Trixie of it all, so which I'm obsessed with. Yeah, no, David, I agree with you. Like this makeup, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to recognize who this is, but I don't know who. But
Isn't it those like wooden dolls that have the mouth that opens? So it's like this. Isn't it that? Because it kind of gives me that. I don't know.
I'm not sure, but it's the way that she contours is part of the reason why. Like, I'm trying to figure out who this is, and it's been bugging me since the Meet the Queens. So, she was also one of the people that's like was closest to my top shelf, but I have to give it to Jaylene because of like who Jaylene is, obviously. But Uma was almost there. I'm so like excited to see like the whole camp of it all, like. And we even saw that during the music video, so.
Everyone went, right?
Yes.
So we're back around.
Yes.
Next, first impressions on Tiffany and Co.
Yeah, it's me. And Tiffany is my girl. I love Tiffany in this episode. Look, y'all know how I feel about Tiffany. If you watch the Meet the Queens, if you watch my Instagram, you know how I feel about Miss Tiffany and Co. And it has not changed at all. I love this woman. I love her so much. She was so fun in this episode to me. I like her attitude. I like her. I just like her. She's like, I don't know. And yeah, I know I said earlier by proxy because of her and Xana with Minnie Wang's thing that maybe I feel like it's still by proxy. I don't think it was her. I don't think that was her intent or whatever to be malicious. And I don't know if that was Xana's intent, to be honest. I'm just saying it was just because playful. They were together. It was, yeah. But I loved her in this episode. I liked her style. I liked everything about her. I think she did so well in this episode, even if the judges didn't agree with everything. I liked it. I liked her. I don't want to lag on too long. I just love this woman. I do. I hope she goes super, super far. And she's gorgeous. Period.
She's beautiful.
Beautiful. Like, who the fuck is this gorgeous whore? I have not been able to stop saying that since I watched this premiere. Instant icon. That's all I have to say. Instant icon.
I have a feeling that we got the narrator of the season, probably, with Tiffany. I hope so, because she was entertaining this episode. Was she my favorite in the challenges? No. Was she one of my favorite personalities? Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I am so happy that I got Tiffany on my team as well. I feel like in performance challenges, like a girl group and or like all of that, I'm excited to see what she's gonna do. I know she's gonna bring it. I just know it, and I have a feeling that she might do well in like improv or comedy as well. I hope so. But I'm so excited for Tiffany this season. She's gonna be so entertaining.
I was also getting narrator vibes because I think she had the most confessionals of the entire episode, which I was obsessed with. Just felt bad for her when her heel broke.
Oh my god! Right.
I was like, where is it? And then like pushing her container, and then it's like, oh, my heel broke. I was like, not that. But she is so fun. Like I'm so obsessed with her. And like I can't wait to see like what else she can like again, if she's the narrator of the season, I cannot wait for all her confessionals with everything.
Mhm. Yeah, I remember during the Instagram review, I was like, she's giving me such pop star energy, and now I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, she definitely is pulling from those references on purpose, and I love it. Like, I love that she gave a few different references to Britney Spears, whom I love, and also Tiffany. If you're watching, I need to know what is your favorite Britney Spears song to lip sync to. The clock is ticking.
Oh,
I have already asked you.
wait,
So,
I need to add to that. As a Britney fan, I want to know what is her favorite Britney album
ooh.
and music video. So,
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah,
mhm.
I was about to say. Yeah, go ahead, David.
Yeah, but no, what I like about her is that she is an entertaining personality, and she comes across very sweet, but she has a little bit of a bite to her too, and I think that
Oh.
that makes her more
Mhm.
dynamic. It gives her an edge, and I think it makes her like really really interesting as a character. So I'm all for Tiffany, and I hope she's here for quite a while.
Yeah. Tiffany is one of those people. She like, look, I'm nice and everything, but don't piss me off. Don't piss me off. Because then I get nice nasty and you don't want that. You don't want that. Love
Nope.
that for her. Love her.
Next up, first impressions on Xana.
Speaking
And
of bite,
speaking of bite, I can't say it on YouTube, but there is something so charisma, uniqueness, nerve, talent, and yes about her. I am obsessed. This top photo, this mug, the look, she looks like Lana Del Rey. And like that's all I really have to say about Xana. I'm obsessed. That's all.
I mean, she does have something CUNT about her. Her name.
Mm-hmm.
Her name in Portuguese is a word for
yeah,
that.
okay.
I love that.
Yes, but it is pronounced Xana. So the sound of
Shuna.
the X is different, but
Oh, so anytime I need to say it now, I'll just say Shuna.
Xana.
Shuna.
Yes,
Got it.
very much
Period.
that.
Thank
So
you,
yes,
River.
she really is. The face is beautiful. Really, just the beauty that is there. But she is very shady, and I do like that. But I feel like we have a lot of shady queens in the cast, but they are all shady in different ways. And her way is a little bit more biting, but it's still not mean to me, at least. Um, so yeah, she brought a very interesting tone to the whole group. So like, I'm excited to see how she's gonna interact with the other queens and how that is gonna turn out. Um, but she was not in my standouts or favorites from this episode. But like I said, I still like everyone on the cast. Uh, but I'm still wanting to see more from her.
Hmm. I'm sensing she's gonna be good villain edit for this because that's how we already see her in this first episode. Like at first, again, I think when I first watched it the first time, I was like, oh, here we go. Like we're already getting like we're making enemies already. But at the same time, like you can tell like she is there to give it. Although in one of the confessionals when Sanjina said there's only one plain Jane and that's not you. Um, but yep, exactly. Um, but something about how she bites is the way that I'm like very excited to see how this is going to turn out. So, and again, that face is giving Lana.
Mm.
And I believe before she changed on Instagram, was it originally Xana Del Rey?
I believe so.
Oh, that makes sense.
So
Okay.
no, I love her. So
Yeah. When I heard that Plain Jane comment from Sanjina and the trailer that dropped from the season, I'm like, I think I know who that's in reference to.
I wonder.
Yes, because I definitely got a little bit of Plain Jane vibes from her in the Meet the Queens, but I think there's something very different about her than Plain Jane. First of all,
Yeah, she's likable.
yeah, well, I found Plain Jane likable, but I get I get the impression that she is a really good person, and she's just really playful with people in kind of a way that can come across as antagonistic. But if you know her and you get her, then you know how to banter back with her. And I think that she's already surrounding herself with people who get her like that. And here's the big difference that I want to see from Xana is with Plain Jane, if she was going for somebody, she didn't know when to stop. If somebody was making it clear, hey, I don't like this, she kept going. And I'm really hoping, since she kind of went for Sanjina, and I don't think she was doing it maliciously, she kind of went for Sanjina. I think Sanjina has made it clear that she was not comfortable with that. So I wanna see moving forward that Xana's not gonna keep harping on Sanjina and just leave her be. Like, that's the kind of villain I like, who knows people's limits. And I really do believe she's gonna know limits from people. And that's why I'm very excited for her. Not only is she bringing a great character, but she's bringing strong drag too. So I really like her.
Xana. She is someone who, from the preseason and to Meet the Queens, I was like, mm-mm, mm-mm. I said that earlier. I was like, mm-mm. This one here got a, mm-mm. She not gonna be my cup of tea. Because I don't like people who just try to make good TV. I just want you to naturally make good TV. And to me, she feels like she's trying to make good TV. And it's like, it's coming off very. You remember how I've said about Nikita Iman, how I felt like she was just being.
On the first episode?
Being snippy just to be snippy. And I think she's snippy just because she's snippy. I think that's just who she is. And I think she's giving. I don't particularly like that. That's just me. This is just me. I don't think Xana's a bad person. I honestly don't think she's a bad person. I think her drag is going to be exciting to watch, but I think she's going to grate my nerves with her attitude. And that's just a me thing. That has nothing to do with her. If she is fine how she is, baby, do you. Everybody ain't for you. Everybody ain't got to like you. Everybody ain't got to be in your circle. I will be that one person that just ain't gonna be in her circle. But I think she's a fabulous queen. I think she has great sense of style. I think she's gonna be an amazing person to watch on the show. But I'm just not gonna be the one waving my defend Xana flag, and I'm not gonna be the one like, she's amazing. She's bunty. She's everything. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be living for Xana. But I think she's going to be an amazing person to watch on this show. I think she's going to give out some really good looks. I just think her attitude to me is not what I want to see. I feel like she's trying to make TV instead of naturally just making TV, good TV. So that's just me personally. I have nothing against Xana. I think she's amazing. I just, from what I've seen in this episode, I feel like her attitude to me will rub me the wrong way. But maybe she'll change. I'm open to seeing a revelation. And maybe she won't. And if she don't, that's fine too, because that's who she is, baby. Be you. You ain't got to change for nobody. Do what suits you. But just know everybody ain't gonna be along for the ride. I'm not living for what I saw in this episode. But if everybody else is, the character that I saw on this show, if everybody else is living for her, live on. Live on, honey. Live life, laugh and love, and go forth and do.
She might be an acquired taste for you.
Absolutely. And right now I'm not acquiring it.
Valid. And last up, first impressions on Makayla Couture.
You guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm I'm in love. Like I know that uh I am gagging. I am gagging. I am speechless. Uh I was gonna say this is mother, but it's not mother. This is wife. This is wife for me. Um I'm obsessed. She was my first pick, and I knew I had that gut feeling that that was the correct choice for me, and she proved me absolutely right. I am so obsessed with this woman. I live. I could go on, but I will not.
Just obsessed. Like from the moment she was announced as one of the queens on the season, like we are in for a ride. Again, like continuing with the House of Couture. I'm just excited to see her again. Like, again, did not see Makayla on Call Me Mother, but like, I just love how people were like in this episode alone. Like, the only time that was brought up that she came back was during the judges' critiques. Like, yeah, she did bring it up in the beginning episode, but like everyone, like even the queens themselves, didn't even like bring that up. So, which is like wild. So, and I'm just excited to see Makayla like grow and grow and grow.
Yeah, her being here, it was inevitable. I'm not a person that believes in like fate or destiny or any of that sort of stuff, but sometimes I question it because it really does feel like she was meant to be here on this show. And this is her time. Like, I do think that she made an incredible first impression in this episode. It was really hard not to give her my top shelf, but she's the one to beat. She is going to remain the one to beat until some fluke happens, which hopefully it won't, or if she walks out of the competition, which you better not, girl, you better not. But
Unless it's
I'm
the best thing for your mental health, and then absolutely do it.
yes, fair. But absolutely rooting for her and can't wait to see her in the finale.
Period.
Kayla is my top shelf of this episode, and it's not because of what everybody else thinks. I think it's what captured me about this woman was genuinely her smile. I felt she was such a light that just shines so bright throughout this episode. I can feel how excited she was to be here, how much she really wanted to do this, how much this was a dream for her to be here, and how much she wanted to be. You know, the girls want to be there. A lot of girls, they want to be there, but you don't. I can't say that I actually felt that they really want. I felt through the screen how much this girl wanted to be here and how much she worked to be here. And like it was, she was so effervescent. That's the word I have to use. She was so effervescent. And I just was drawn into her like a moth to a flame. I could not get enough of her. I wanted her on my screen, and she just ate down on every aspect of this challenges that she had to do this week. Everything about her this week was beautiful. Her verse in this music video is ringing in my head. Just, I know and y'all know I don't listen to stuff to know every word to stuff. I know the words to her verse because it was that good to me. I love her. She is my top shelf. The gag. Oh my
We'll talk
God.
about it.
We'll talk. I love this woman. But every time I saw her on my screen and she was smiling so bright, I just wanted to hug her and just pull her into my bosom and just like, girl, you are protected. I want to protect this woman. I love her.
Her beauty is infectious. Her energy is palpable. I think the Couture dynasty is going to reign once again. See you in the finale, girl.
Mhm.
Excited to see you this whole season. And with that, we got through our brief first impressions.
Words have no meaning here on the cup.
They should.
Sometimes.
They should. The girls come in and everyone's finding... also, drink every time someone said alcove in this episode. I have never heard the word alcove used more in my entire existence of life than in this episode. But
should we do roses and thorns based on entrance looks? No explanations. Just say names.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, based on entrance looks, I'm giving my rose to Perla and my thorn to the Virgo queen.
Do I have to go next?
You don't have to, but you could.
I don't want to go next because I have to think about it.
Brandon, please tell me your rosebud and thorn.
Muted.
You're muted.
Sorry. Rosebud, Jaylene. And then Thorn for me, like, actually, if I'll be honest, Perla. Even though I love that outfit, like, everyone else was just so
no
good.
explanations. No explanations. Just
Okay.
rose and thorns.
Okay.
Rose, Uma, Thorn, Tara.
Rose, Jaylene, and Thorn, Helena.
Okay.
Rose, Jaylene, Thorn, Tara.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, the girls come in. We're doing our thing. Well, they're doing their thing, finding their alcoves. This is where we get, as we've already talked about, the Minhi, Xana, Tiffany moment, which we've already talked about at length.
But also, Xana, in that moment, says, unprompted, I don't like Perla.
Short-lived.
So good.
That is why she is not my cup of tea.
There
'Cause I'm
was-
like, where did that come from?
Valid.
But I think they were talking about it maybe, and then she brought it up in the edit. I don't know. But there was another moment that Tara was talking to Makayla and talking about like the other girls' looks and stuff. And then Makayla cuts to Makayla in the confessional saying she's looking for the booger, but her outfit wasn't good. So good. I love that moment.
Yeah. It was a lot of judging shadiness happening throughout. And yeah. It was just a lot.
But yeah, so the alarm rings. We get all three of our beautiful judges coming in. Brooke with more work done.
That outfit looks so good on Brooke too. That white lace look. I was like, wow.
Yes. She looks great. Brad looking equally as good. Tracy looking equally as good. I love all of them. This is where they announce the Rosebuds are back, but this time with a twist where the tops and the bottoms for this premiere episode are going to be determined singularly on a rosebud and a thorn decided on by the panel together, one for each aspect of this 3-part premiere that they did, where the first part is judged on your entrance look, the second part is judged on your verse and performance for the new Canada's Drag Race song Go Off Queen. Go and the third aspect is going to be the runway, where the category is You Ought to Know Me. Come on, Alanis Morissette reference. Thank you. Come on, iconic reference to one of the best Canada's Drag Race lip syncs of all time. Period. I have to say, on paper, I love this format for a premiere. And especially given the fact that, spoiler, no one went home this episode either. Like, I love this as kind of this 3-part introduction. You get the first moment, the first moment, how you are as a performer and what you can bring to the runway. I love the way they did this. I don't agree exactly with the judging, but they're the judges, not me. But I love the way that this went down.
I like it if they
especially
know.
for a premiere. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I like it if they know ahead of time that their entrance looks have that much weight, because I think a lot of queens come in like not expecting like their entrance look to be part of the judging. So I think we would have gotten different entrance looks from quite a few people if they knew that that was part of it.
Yeah, I do like the surprise aspect of it though, because I think it's interesting, but I feel like doing this for a premiere specifically, I love. If it was any other episode, I wouldn't be down with this. But I feel like it's a really good way to get to know everyone in like a first episode.
Yeah, and I love that with this, like their premiere is the way that they're coming in and then they're leaving. So their first
Mhm.
impressions don't get affected by the queen's reactions if they were to come in again.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And I thought it was weird that when they did it last season, but with both seasons, it makes complete sense. Your first impression, I feel like all 6 Toronto girls would be like, "Oh my god, another Toronto girl!"
Yeah.
But this season doesn't even feel
5
like
Toronto girls.
6 Toronto girls.
Oh, 6.
But Lana, you were gonna say?
Oh no, I was just gonna move it on to the next subject. That's all.
Great. So we are transitioning and getting ready for the music video, and transitioning is a topic of conversation.
Absolutely.
Because amongst all of the lovely conversations that we get, and amongst how much diversity we have in this episode and in this season, which I love, we have 3 beautiful trans women on this season at the same time. And I love, love, love this conversation between Jaylene, Sanjina, and Makayla, all of which are at such different points in their transition, which I love so much. And this conversation was just so beautiful to watch happen.
I just wanted to kind of say that I don't know how exactly Jaylene likes to be referenced, because she said she's a two-spirit, right? So I don't know if she identifies as a woman, but I would say that the 3 trans people that we have on this cast make me very happy. Just because I don't know, she might be comfortable with being called a woman, but I just wanted to make sure. But yes, I love that we have, like you said, 3 different trans experiences is what is the most interesting aspect to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and we also find out that Uma is apparently Makayla's perfect type and made her nipples go.
And that made me very sad, because I was like, if that's her type, I have no option, no chance.
And it sounds like I might. Thank God for that.
There you go.
Because I look kind of like Uma.
Who was the other one? Somebody else told Uma that they thought they were hot as well. I couldn't tell. Was it Virgo?
Oh yeah, it was. I think I can't remember who it was, but it was like 2 or 3 people, and Uma was like,
Am I
"Oh my
Toronto
god!"
hot?
Uma was like, "Do I need to move to Toronto? Oh my god!
Am I in Toronto 10?
Am I in Toronto 10 where I am not?" Okay. But to answer your question, River, Uma, she refers to herself as a indigenous two-spirit transhuman.
Oh, you mean Jaylene?
Jaylene.
Yes.
What did I say?
Not
right.
Jaylene is a transhuman.
Indigenous. So yes, 3 different
Thank you.
experiences. Let me
Thank you.
Amend my wording. Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
So yes, we then go into the music video. So shall we
Go off?
So, well, I think we should go on.
And I'm going to play it again because I want to. And first, foremost, and most exceptionally, I just need to talk about Brooklyn Heights for just 1 second, because
We need to talk about this wig.
hello,
This wig,
Brooklyn
bitch.
looks great. We got it. We know it. She always looks great. This
Mm.
this is nothing new for Brooklyn Heights to look amazing. Just want to say,
Yes.
Brooklyn
We
always
just
looks
needed to
great.
mention it
Of
because
course, but I'm just like, are we surprised? Are we like, oh my
And I-
God, Brooklyn, you look? No, baby, you always look
The
amazing.
most
baby.
performance quality from a host we've gotten this year. Thank you, Brooke.
Hold on. Are we forgetting about Mama Pow's performance? How dare you?
I would
How
like
dare
to.
you?
I would like to
How
forget
dare
it.
you both? How dare you both? Mama Pow gave us lifts and turns and shimmy to the left and shimmy to the right and a lift and a turn and a shimmy. How dare you?
And that is exactly why I would like to forget it.
How dare you?
I
But
had
Brooklyn
forgotten
ate up.
it.
Brooklyn ate up though, for sure.
And Brooke is a professional dancer. Need I say more? No.
I mean, but since she is a professional dancer, wouldn't you expect that from Brooklyn? We got that from Mama Pow, who's not a professional dancer, and she gave us dance, darling. But I digress. Let's move on.
Anyway.
Brooklyn's amazing. She's stunning. Great.
To circle back.
To circle back to this lovely music video performance for Go
Okay.
Off.
So for me, my top three, in third, I did have Helena Poison. Loved her verse. Second, it was close, but it was the Virgo Queen. But my rosebud would go to Makayla Couture. She was very fast with her verse. She performed it well. I think she was probably the person that really delivered on verse and performance the best combined. She had memorable moments, the gasping of it all. So that's why she was my top for the verse.
Yes, my top is Makayla, for sure. Second will go to Virgo Queen. Third will go to Tiffany and Co. For sure. Those are the verses that I remember the most.
Mhm.
Those are the ones that's just stuck in my head. They performed it the best for me.
My rosebud for performance, based on the fact that it is the verse that I remember the most, and it is the one that caught me the most, my rosebud's going to go to Tiffany and Co. And my other top two placements are going to go to Makayla and to the Virgo Queen, with a very close fourth being Sanjina, because I love Sanjinas too.
Mm-hmm.
So my top three, Helena in third. My second, very close, first and second by a hair, but number two was Makayla, and my absolute favorite was Virgo Queen. She was perfect in lyrics, the vocal, the performance, the everything. So good.
Yeah, my top three is echoing Lana's because Makayla sold it for me. Loved Virgos. Did not expect like the very like last part where she was talking so fast, but still was
The
so
fast.
clear.
Mhm.
And Tiffany as well, because like who? And then honorable mentions to Jaylene and Uma.
Mhm.
Then my bottom three. I don't think anybody did bad, but I had at 9th Perla, at 10th Terra Nova, and then 11th was unfortunately Sanjina. And for me, it was really just I got a little bit of nervous energy from her, and I feel like she had a full stage that she was not utilizing. She was the one person that was standing and she was dancing in place, but I wanted to see her move a little bit more than she was. She just stayed put. So I think it really does come to her needing to find her footing in the competition and shake the nerves. But unfortunately, she would have got my thorn.
You want to find my
but-
foot, David? I'm just kidding.
And
Not
mine.
that.
Yeah,
Not
mine.
want to find her footing.
You want to know where I want to put my foot?
I think for my rose, my thorn would be to probably to Perla. I think I would give my thorn to Perla. I feel like I loved how she looked in it. I liked all the things that except the verse. Everything except the verse. So I'll give my thorn to Perla. Then right above her is probably Tara. And then right above her is probably I'll probably do this Xana.
My not to beat a dead horse, my thorn would have gone to Perla. And my other two placements in the bottom three would have been Xana and Minhi.
Oh, I forgot about Minnie, so she might have been there since I forgot all about her.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a reason for that.
Oh, yeah. Probably.
And to follow that, Minnie was my number 9, so she would have been in the bottom 3, but not lip syncing. Number 10 for me was Xana, and very closely to Xana, and number 11, my least favorite, unfortunately, was Tara. Honestly, her performance was not that bad, but her face gave me nothing, 0 expression. But nobody was like horrible. Sorry.
Yeah. No, the verse was fine though. In my honest opinion, like if we were giving the first impression, like, and the fact that she was first, Tara was my Thor.
Yeah.
And then followed by Perla, like, and then lastly, and I hate to say it, Minhi, because like even though Minnie's verse was fine, it just wasn't enough to wow me. Which is surprising because I still loved the verse overall, and may I remind everyone, this was the sneak peek coming into this episode. And like the fact that we were able to digest that for 3 days before the premiere itself, like people already had their opinions about this already. So as time went on, I was able to like change some of it. So, and there was a lot of discourse about like saying that how this first impression was not great, even though like I loved the first, like this verse challenge being like one of the very first challenges ever. Like to get to know everyone.
It was the perfect way to start the season for sure. So we go to the workroom the next day. Everybody's talking, and there's a bit of drama at the table between Xana and Sanjina that ultimately leads to Sanjina having a bit of a breakdown, talking about body dysmorphia, relatable. And we get this gorgeous moment with her and her drag mother, Virgo.
And I want to say,
so beautiful.
I do want to say, because since I did say so much about Xana, I don't think she was trying to be malicious to Sanjina. Yeah. I don't think that was what it was. But I do hope she is the type of person that you said, David, that she recognizes it and will be able to just back up off this girl. Because obviously right now she's at a very, very vulnerable state in her mindset and then in her whole figuring out everything in her journey. So she's very vulnerable, and I don't want people to just pick on her and pick at her until she breaks. I don't want that. And I don't think Xana's that way. So hopefully this is a one-time issue and that she knows why she felt this way. She'll back up off her. We'll see. But I don't think she was meant it to be malicious.
Yeah, like I said, in Xana's defense, it wasn't just out of nowhere for no reason that she said that. Because I don't remember who said, but they were saying like, oh, nobody here is giving their opinions about like who would be the thorn and who would be the rose. And then after somebody mentioned that, Xana was like, okay, I'm going to say who I think would have the thorn for the entrance. And then she talked about Sanjina. So do I think she needed to do that? No. But it wasn't like unprompted or anything. It wasn't like out of nowhere. But I do hope that she sees that that's not something that she should repeat. Oh, and we also had a moment, one comment from Minhi that I thought was it got me so bad. She said that Uma out of drag kind of looks like Mr. Potato Head and Kasha Davies had a baby. That got me so fierce.
So funny. Well, we also did get Tara talking about how the drag is in the scene is in Newfoundland, and how she just gets $30-something. $37.50 for a performance.
50 cents for me.
That was my favorite part of this episode is when Xana was like, what are you doing with this 50 cents?
$37.50. And it's like, and all the other queens was like, excuse me? I wish somebody would pay me $37.50 for a performance. Because $37.50 is sometimes the Uber ride to get there. And you talking about that's my paycheck for
6
doing
numbers.
all this work.
For 6
Crazy.
numbers.
For 6,
No.
like she's putting on a full concert.
No.
Baby, I'm gonna take you this now.
It doesn't even pay for the wig.
I'm gonna take you this now. I am not a professional singer, but when I go perform and you tell me to do 2 songs, if I got $37.50, I'm walking out of the door. And that's me and my sisters with our little we known around the city kind of thing. You're not going to give us $37.50 and expect a full concert. No. 6 songs is a concert. And that's at least $300, $400, $500 for little old me.
Yep.
For little old me.
Who is a wonderful, phenomenal, fantastic singer, and also both of your sisters are as well.
I mean, for us, that's like
How
$300-$400.
long does it take? How long does it take the clubs that they perform at to make $37.50?
2 drinks.
minutes.
2 drinks.
2 drinks,
2
exactly.
drinks.
So like, it's weird. It's fucked
That's
up.
wild to me. So I felt in that moment, I was like, Tara, baby girl, you need to leave. You need to find a new place to stay, or you need to get to this club and tell these people. Because I think somebody mentioned it must be somebody who don't know about drag running this club. She's like, yes, it's a straight person, straight man running this club, and they don't know. They are highly underpaying these queens, and I would not perform there. I'd be like, nah, I can do $37.50 working at McDonald's, baby. I do better working at McDonald's than I do working this club. Crazy.
As someone that actually worked at McDonald's, yes, you could. Yes,
me
you're
too.
Absolutely correct.
Yes, it is. It is.
I talked about this, I think, on España recently, but there was a whole ordeal at my local bar because they had a big Halloween show, and it was a 3-night production where there were a bunch of drag performers. They weren't just doing individual lip syncs; they had a whole planned out production with like a cast. They all had lines and in performances as well. And the showrunner for it, the showrunner for the drag, like every drag night at our bar, she quit as soon as it was done and announced it on Facebook. And she said, I'm leaving this bar because each of the performers got $16 a night for the production that we put forward. And she talked about how she confronted the people in charge about it, and they weren't willing to do anything. As soon as she put it on Facebook, everybody got a phone call saying, hey, we're upping it to $100 a night. But it was a little too late. And so I do think these conversations are so important. Plus the cover for people under,
call it out.
The cover for people under 21. And Halloween is a huge deal. Like the bars are cool. Then the cover for people under 21 was $20. So,
and you making them pay more than what you were giving? Oh my!
Oh,
yep.
I would have burned that place down. Burn it to the ground. You give me $16, I'm burning it to the ground. You will not.
These conversations are so important. I'm glad she brought it up, and I'm glad there's video. Have you all seen the video of this coming up on the show? At I don't know that it was the same bar.
No,
but
it was the same. It was the exact same bar that Tara was talking about, because I saw it thanks to Newfoundland from Call Me Mother. He posted it, and he was talking about how it was he or they. I don't remember their pronouns. Sorry. They were talking about it, and it was literally happening. Watching it at the bar they were talking about, and everyone standing up and clapping.
I would have started chanting her name. Tara. That's what would have happened at the bar if I was there.
That's correct. Oh, I hope that bar feels shame for paying.
I wish after that. Oh. I wish everyone would have walked out.
I'd been like,
at the same time, like
just support Tara and then walk.
Right. Yes.
And Xana pays her performers $200
regardless where they are. Which I'm like, absolutely. Yes. You need to make it worth the time and the effort for them to get dressed, put on all that makeup, get dressed up in drag, come out to your bar and perform. It needs to be worth their while.
Did I say Xana?
You did.
I meant to say Xana if I didn't. Okay. I thought it was like, wait, did I say Tara?
No, you said Xana.
Xana.
Yeah. It's so wild to me. I'm sorry. Tara, you deserve so much better than $37.50.
If nothing else, I'm glad that she is here and she is highlighting
Mm-hmm.
that to hopefully make a change
Other
in her
queens.
community. And if for nothing else, she has made an impact in one episode of Canada's Drag Race.
Absolutely.
absolutely
And that
love Tara for that.
everybody who's following behind her in that club will get paid more than $37.50.
I hope.
Oh, that's crazy. But we get all of that. Only to go finally we go to the runway. We're finally at the runway. And it happens. But of course, y'all know we're talking about that at Look Over Here because we spent out almost 2 hours. Yeah. But we're going to talk about all the looks, but we do have to talk about this amazing panel of judges because they look phenomenal. They are going to give
Fabulous.
Thailand a run for their money in the best panel, I will say.
And we knew it. We knew it was coming.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Can we, for a moment, talk about Lucala? Because this
Please.
woman,
Please.
one of the best guest judges we have had this year on Drag Race internationally. She is an icon, she is a legend, and she is the moment. And when she was announced to be the premier guest judge, I screamed. I love her. I have followed her since she went viral for the song we're going to talk about for the lip sync later. But I am so obsessed with her, and she wanted to be there. You can tell her energy was palpable, and she gave some of the best critiques I have heard this year. Like the intentionality with which she spoke to these queens was incredible. I loved it.
Also, Tracy. Ugh. I
Also,
love Tracy.
I wish Lou had gotten the memo about the fabulous red outfits. Like y'all couldn't have
It
given
does look good in contrast. She stands out.
She does, in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could argue with this auburn wig to help with the red, which I love. But yeah, I agree with Lana. This panel is giving Thailand the run for their money. Because holy shit. Like,
Good. But
and now they're off the screen again. So yes, we are going to talk about the looks over on Look Over Here, so make sure to go check that out. But let's do the same that we did with the entrances and with the performance and give our Rosebud and Thorn for the runway.
I guess I can start since I've started the other ones. For me, my Rosebud would go to Minnie Wang. Love that look. And then my Thorn, it's tough. Nobody did bad, but I think I probably would have gone to Helena.
Fair.
I'll do mine.
Okay.
No, go ahead. I thought you were thinking about it still.
No. As for me, my Rosebud would go to honestly Minnie as well, because again, I'm a sucker for a person using their culture. And I do have to agree with the judges with the Thorn. I do have to give it to Tiffany.
So I'm going to go to Virgo. I am obsessed with it. I want that. I want to make that for me. And unfortunately, like you said, nobody did bad per se, but my Thorn would go to Helena as well.
My Rosebud would go to Sanjina. And my Thorn is also going to go to Helena.
Oh, I wasn't muted and I muted myself. I was trying to look through it there. But I think my Rosebud will go to I would probably have to give it to Minnie. Yeah. I'll have to give it to Minnie because she looks fabulous. My Thorn, you'd have to go to Helena. Yeah. to go to Helena for me.
And we'll talk about the overall results here in just a second. But anything on Untucked?
There is one thing, because the one thing really that they were talking about was mostly like Tara getting emotional and kind of expressing the way that how she was feeling, and about like not feeling good enough and all of that. And then by the end, like after she like cried and was emotional and shared a lot, Tiffany said the girls were trying to comfort her, and then Tiffany said to her, "You are enough." And then she was like crying, and she said, "But am I near enough?" And
Am I near
Yes.
enough? I died during that.
like
Love that.
crying and then making that joke.
Am
Like
I
I
near
just thought
enough?
such.
That's what I
That's
love
the
about
moment that
Tara,
I
though.
really exactly. That's the moment that I
Yeah.
really fell in love with her.
Right. I was like, okay, Tara is not. And that's the moment where I was like, this whole episode was a journey with me for Tara, because I felt like the editing tried to make me feel bad for her. But I'm like, she doesn't need us to feel bad for her. She just needs us to root for her and boost her up like she deserves, because she is a good queen and she really is good. But she's funny too. And she can take the jokes and she can make the jokes even in the midst of her emotions. She's like, oh, I don't know. And they're like, no, you're enough. And she's like, am I near enough? And they were
Near
like,
enough.
yeah, girl, you that too, but you over that. You
Yeah.
I love that.
I want
love that.
to highlight as well, and this is slightly going back to what we were talking about with the discussion with the bar and the venue that Tara works at. I just had someone send this to me, and I am fuming right now. Tara just put up a video 10 minutes ago where she is now asking the city of St. John's, where she lives, to find a new venue for the viewing parties for Canada's Drag Race, because the venue that we had just been talking about apparently decided to cancel all of their viewings for Canada's Drag Race. So publicly,
Also, they're
using our
doubling
platform.
down.
So they're doubling down. So Velvet Club and Lounge, fuck you.
You're
That's
done.
all I have to say.
You're done.
Mhm.
You're
You're
out of
done.
You're
business.
done. You can go home. Sashay away.
Sashay away permanently. Like, don't ever come back.
Canceled.
Bye. Bye.
It is what it is. That's
Bullshit.
wild. You instead of doing right, you rather just cancel everything. Okay. Well, guess
I hope
what?
they lose.
Your
I hope
loss.
they lose a lot of money doing that.
Your loss is going to be some other bars very much abundant gain. And I'm speaking that on the whoever bar picks it up or whatever venue picks it up. You're going to gain so much more money than this bar ever could have, because you're doing the right thing. So whoever picks it, I wish I owned a bar in Newfoundland. I'd be like, we'll take you right now. We'll move. If we aren't big enough, we moving tables around to make sure everybody can fit, but we will take you and we will make sure y'all have the best viewing parties any city has ever had. Like, absolutely. That's crazy. Whatever. Don't need to be talked about anymore. You're not worth mentioning anymore.
Anyway,
but yeah,
let's talk about the results of this episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So our top 3 of the week is Jaylene for her entrance look, Makayla for the challenge performance, and the Virgo Queen for the runway. Not mad at this top 3 overall.
Amazing.
Didn't particularly agree with,
What?
but
I mean,
The exact things. Yeah. Overall, good result. I feel.
Yes. And our bottom 3 ended up being Tara for the entrance look, Perla for the performance, and Tiffany for the runway. Why is Tiffany there? Why is Tiffany there?
I don't know.
For the runway, why is Tiffany there? Not the runway.
The runway.
Or the entrance or the performance.
Right.
Definitely not.
I don't feel like she stood out as well in either of those, but I don't feel like she stood out in a negative way either. So yeah, she was the one that felt wrong to be there.
And let's be real, the problem is nobody was bad on the runway. So if you're gonna put yourself in a box, like,
Yeah.
was Tiffany incredible on the runway? I don't think so. But like, it's really hard. Like, if you're gonna put somebody in there, like, you only have so many choices. 5 of them are off the table already.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is where we find out that no one's going home. No one's going home.
Yes.
I love it. Love
I'm
it.
happy.
Big fan.
Yeah, with how
Um,
much I love this cast, I am so excited that we get another episode with all of them.
mhm.
And we find out that the top 2 of the week lip syncing for the win are Makayla and Virgo.
I know that's right.
Here, as soon as they said,
Deserved.
when they said, I was like, we gotta go get a good lip sync right here. I'm just
Mhm.
waiting.
And I prayed.
This is the only time I want to see this lip sync happen is for the win. I don't want to see them lip syncing each other against each other for
No.
their life.
For their life.
So
Unless
I
it's for
was
the crown,
very-
which I could see happening.
I could see.
Yeah,
Well,
But-
yes.
definitely.
They called this top 2, and I prayed to every deity known to mankind, please let it be Pretty Girl era. Please let it be Pretty Girl era. And then it was Pretty Girl era.
Yes.
Such a good
Obsessed
song.
with this lip
So
sync.
good.
Obsessed with this song. Obsessed with this lip sync. And the way
Never
Luella
heard
was
this song.
living. No,
Canada
shut the
always
hell up,
brings-
Lana.
Me neither.
Never heard this
No!
song
David
before.
doesn't surprise me, but Lana.
Never
you're
heard
on
the song before.
TikTok.
I am on TikTok. Love it. Never heard the song before, but I'm obsessed with it now. It's definitely
Okay,
a
good. Go check out
song.
her
jumping-
entire discography is incredible. Ugh.
It definitely jumped onto my playlist last night. I was like,
Black
period, I love
excellence.
this song.
And I
Loved it.
I'm saying that as a white person, but black excellence. Like, she is just, I love her.
And Canada always bringing the lip syncs, keeping up with the tradition.
Yeah, and I feel like when this lip sync started off, I could not keep my eyes off Makayla. I was like, she's giving so much power. She's demanding. She's like almost treating it like a park and bark where you move, you know? Like, I was kind of getting that vibe, if that makes sense.
So an old school drag performance.
Kind of, yeah. And I think what she was wearing really like elevated that as well with that powerful wig. But then the more it went on, I was like, wait, what is Virgo doing over here? What? And then my eyes just, and it was nothing against Makayla, but Virgo just knew how to steal the attention back. She's like, don't forget about me. And she was delivering a performance. So by the end, I did think both of them were very good, but Virgo won for me in the end.
For me, they
Virgo.
both did great from the start, but opposite to you, David, Virgo had me mesmerized and hypnotized from the jump. Makayla did great as well, really good. But I don't know if it was the wig, because I was obsessed with that hair that Virgo had and the way that it was moving, but I could not keep my eyes off of Virgo. She just took it. She ate.
Virgo, I mean, I'm on the side of you, David. I was watching Makayla at first, and I was like, "Oh, she's eating. Oh, she's doing it. She looks like Diana Ross. She looks like, every beautiful black diva that's just on the stage. She's giving me Beyonce. She's giving me Diana. She's giving me Donna Summer. She's giving it all, and the wig was catching in the wind, and she was doing it." And I was like, yes, girl, yes. And then I looked at Virgo Queen, and Virgo Queen took me and said, look at me. Watch me. The way she
Look over here.
look over here. And I was like, girl, where? Okay, I'm here. And I was mesmerized. Like, she just had a way of looking into the camera and making you watch her and hypnotized by what she's doing. And then when she got on that ground and started crawling towards us, and I was like, oh my God, girl. And the song wasn't like overtly sexual or anything like that, but she made me feel like, girl,
It's about feeling yourself,
but she was
figuratively, so
she was
you could kind of
herself,
play with
baby.
that.
She was but she was literally, I'm feeling myself, girl. I am beautiful. I am pretty, and that is what it is. I am in my pretty girl era, and I believed her. both of them ate this one down. Both of them ate this. This was the perfect song for the two of them to do, and it was so good watching them do it. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I love Lucala so much. Like, you can tell like she was having so much fun watching this lip sync. It was like she was living a dream where every premiere judge like that lip syncs to their song. Like, just beautiful. And again, I was also hypnotized by Virgo because of the fact that crawl, and also like when she was dragging her feet on the stage, like that was just sold me. And it was the perfect outfit too. And I also love Makayla's because like again, when Tracy said it in the judges critiques, like you're giving me Diana Ross for how many times I've seen her in concert, which I'm like, yep. So yeah, this was amazing.
What a way to start.
What a way.
Yeah. And I agree with the outcome. I think they both did absolutely incredibly, but Virgo gets the win.
Period. Deserved.
Deserved. She ate it up.
Absolutely.
Deserved. And that's how we end the episode because no one went home.
Yes.
No one went home. And I am very, very thrilled that some of y'all slept on Virgo in the draft because she's mine.
It's also mine.
I know.
I mean,
but David, do we have a draft update?
We do. So in 6th place, it's a really cute 6th place down there. Ooh, it is David with 8 points.
I think you were going to say Lana.
Oh, no, but there is a very, very cute 4th place tie between 4th and 5th place between Lana and River with 9.5 points.
Oh, we're cute. Period.
I had someone in the top and someone in the bottom.
And then in 3rd place, they couldn't show up. But they have a good reason. But it is Eduardo with 10 points. And then we have a tie for 1st between Logan and Brandon with 11 points.
Oh, so we're not cute. Fuck you, David.
I mean, it was up to you to say.
No.
Oh, he said what he said. Period. What he said. He said cute when he wanted to say cute. Absolutely.
Hey, I guess I'll finish off by saying I'm not cute, apparently. And next week is some sort of acting group challenge.
It's an acting something. Is the acting something of nothing?
Aliens, right?
Aliens.
Yeah.
Lovely gal. Lovely gal. And that's where we're going to end off. So, thank you for joining us for this 2-hour premiere recap of Canada's Drag Race season 5. Jesus, there's so many Drag Race franchises. I had to think about what season it was for a second. Lord Jesus. If you want to check out all of our thoughts on the entrance looks and on the runway looks, make sure to check out Look Over Here. And in the meantime, make sure to check out all of our other drag programming here at The Cup and all of our other channels where we talk about a lot of things TV. We've got some fun, exciting, lovely, wonderful things coming soon. Should we let the people know about it?
We'll save it for next week.
We'll save it for next week. Because you got to come back to know.
It might already be out by the time you see it.
I was going to say, I can't wait to see how this
turns out.
I was saying, you have to come back to find out what our special stuff is.
Yes. So make sure to subscribe. Thank you. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Check out the description below where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to Cup Mug. And with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So, cheers.
Cheers.